Once again, we see several excellent, extremely technical movements with the SPY, QQQ, and several stocks respecting the inflection points that I have been alerting you to here on this channel every single day. So let's see what to expect from the market next week. Welcome to the Finance Hydra channel, where we analyze the market every day to understand price trends and devise smart strategies that we, as retail traders, can rely on. My name is Nathan. Welcome to another daily study. And yes, we see the SPY ETF stabilizing today, okay? It is not a bullish reaction, but it is not a bearish reaction either. Why, Nathan? Why isn't this bullish? Because as far as I know, we made a new record high. Okay, however, today's candle is not the best. All right, it is a bearish candle, and we see a huge shadow above the candle's body showing some weakness. Okay, so that's not the best signal ever. But how's that not bearish? Because over the past few months, we have seen many possible top signals, right? We saw a possible top signal over here, possible top signal over here, possible top signal here, here. Let me see. Here again, right? So here again. So we have seen many bear traps over the past few months. As long as we stay inside this ascending channel, we are not gonna see a major bearish reversal on the SPY yet, all right? Of course, a possible pullback is totally plausible. A pullback to our 21-day EMA, to the support line of this ascending channel, is totally plausible. But a reversal would only occur if we lose these support levels and make lower highs, lower lows on the daily chart. Now, on the 1-hour chart, in spite of today's bearish candle, we see just a harmless pullback to the 21-hour EMA, the exponential moving average on the 1-hour chart. Therefore, short-term wise, we are still maintaining the uptrend. The uptrend is absolutely intact. As far as I know, we could just bounce off this support level to resume the bullish bias, because that's what SPY has been doing, right? We see pullbacks to bounce again, pullback to bounce again. So why not pullback to bounce again next week? So you may ask, but Nathan, okay, so we are maintaining the uptrend, all right? We don't see the best bullish reaction ever today, but we are still maintaining the uptrend, all right? So in theory, we are supposed to seek higher levels next week, right? Yes, you are right, but pay attention to the $667, because as I have been telling you guys in this channel over the past few days, this key point is our major inflection point short-term wise. Only by losing 667 we could see a sharper pullback on the daily chart. As long as we stay above this key point, okay, the SPY will maintain its insanely uptrend intact. But by losing it, all right, pullback next, not reversal yet, but pullback to this support area. Okay, that's how I see the SPY right now. So this inflection point is still the same, okay? It is still here. SPY is still respecting it, okay? Yesterday we saw a bottom signal right above this key point, and right now we are still above it, okay? So the bullish bias is still valid, but next week we gotta pay attention to the 667. Okay, that's our most important key point. By losing it, we may see many other stocks correcting as well, like Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, Palantir, etc. Okay, so pay attention to this key point. By the way, we're gonna analyze all these stocks in a minute. Now, QQQ. Extremely technical, all right? I told you guys yesterday, guys, the 602 is our main short-term support level, right? Right now, today, we are respecting this support level very nicely. Although we saw a brief violation of this key point intraday, we are closing above it by the end of the day, today, Friday. So that's very meaningful, okay? It is a very nice key point, and we did identify it even before the breakout over here. So yes, $602. That's our main inflection point on the QQQ. Nathan, what if we react above this support level? Phenomenal. Incredible rally ahead. Okay, possible continuation of the uptrend. That's the most likely scenario. Now, but Nathan, what if we lose and close below the 602 next week? Pull back to the 21-day EMA. So these are our next technical scenarios to work with next week, okay? Every single one of our strategies will rely on these, on how the QQQ and how the SPY are going to react above their main short-term support levels, okay? Because guys, don't you agree that if we lose the 602 on the QQQ, we could see a sharper correction, and in this case, many other stocks, for instance, Nvidia could correct sharply as well, because Nvidia is in a very similar position, okay? The previous main resistance level, the resistance line around 184, was our main nemesis over here, right? Resistance here, multiple resistance here, here again, right? Here again. Right now, this key point is working as a support level for us over here and possibly over here again. Now, on the 1-hour chart, Nvidia, as far as I know, is just making a harmless pullback to the 21-hour EMA. Now, we could see Nvidia bouncing off this key point. That's normal, okay? That's expected, all right? But if we see the market, SPY, QQQ, losing their inflection points, we may see Nvidia losing the 184 as well. In this case, two possible scenarios emerge. A pullback to either this 21-day EMA, all right, which is a more optimistic scenario, or a sharper correction to our next major support level at 165, okay? That's a more dramatic scenario, okay? I'm not seriously considering this possibility, but we have to bear in mind, okay? We have to keep this one in mind because the market is unpredictable, all right? We can't possibly predict the market. That's not why we use technical analysis. Trading is reactive, not predictive. We do not need to know the future in order to trade well. Definitely, we do not need to know. Now, inflection point, 184. Nathan, what if we see Nvidia making a bullish reaction next Monday or Tuesday above the support level? Okay, phenomenal. We're gonna keep going up. The $200 is still our next technical target. Remember, $200. Why? Because this key point is a psychological key point, okay? It is a round number. The market has a thing for round numbers, all right? So that's still our next technical target, even considering the possibility of a pullback to the 21-day EMA, okay? Nvidia is still maintaining the bullish bias. In fact, any pullback to this 21-day EMA could be another possible buying opportunity because, yes, if you ask me, Nvidia right now, it's not offering us any buying opportunity right now. We just made an upwards breakout of this resistance level, although I understand that the 200s are our next technical target. There is no clear entry point right now according to my trading style, okay? I do not see any clear, amazing opportunity, and in this scenario, the risk-reward ratio is not that attractive as well. So to me, it is not a buy, but we are far away from materializing a sell signal. Okay, it is not a sell either, all right? It is just a moment for us to calm down, analyze Nvidia, and see how it is performing, okay? For swing trading purposes, I do not see any new opportunity. But if you are a long-term investor like myself over here, okay, you can hold your position, all right? There is no major incredible bearish reversal on Nvidia right now. We only see the possibility of a pullback if in the future we see Nvidia losing the 184. Okay, but for now, remember, the future does not exist, all right? We do not need to know the future in order to trade well. The future will only make you anxious, stressed, and afraid in the market. Only work with a clear strategy. Okay, use the inflection points to your advantage, use them, analyze them, and see how the market is behaving near our support and resistance levels, and then you react to what you see. Okay, this way you remove emotions from this equation. All right, now we have Tesla. Tesla is materializing the pullback I was describing to you guys here in this channel. All right, guys, by losing and closing below the $439, we materialized a top signal. And this top signal has a name. It is a bearish engulfing candle pattern, okay, which is a quite reliable bearish reversal candle structure. Today, we are closing below this candle's low, officially triggering a top signal, losing the 439 resistance level. So now, Tesla, if you ask me, has everything to seek lower levels from here. All right, today we got very close to this 21-day EMA, all right, which is nice. Okay, maybe we could bounce off this support level, but if you ask me, Tesla could close this gap over here, $396. Okay, gaps work as magnets for the price when trends reverse. Nathan, what if we see Tesla failing to react above this gap and making lower highs, lower lows in the next few days? All right, we may close this gap over here. Okay, we have other support levels, right? But we may retest this gap as another support as well. So we gotta be very careful, all right, for now. But on the bright side, for now, there is no clear bearish reversal. Okay, all that I know is that Tesla is materializing a pullback, not reversal. Okay, so pullbacks are usually, more often than not, buying opportunities. Okay, we should buy after pullbacks because the risk reward ratio is better after we see a correction. Okay, it is always better. All right, and of course we gotta be patient and wait for a clear, meaningful reaction near our support levels. All right, only then we trade. You gotta be very picky. Okay, you must pick your trades very carefully, all right? Be annoying, be boring, okay? Because if you want to seek emotions in this market, well, probably you are going to find losses on your way. So we are traders, not gamblers, okay? We only rely on our strategy. We don't think what could possibly happen next. We only react to what we know that is going on, always with a statistical advantage. Okay, so right now Tesla is supposed to make a pullback. All right, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it is going to give us another possible buying opportunity only after reaching our support level. Okay, but Nathan, by making a top signal, Tesla could be a sell, right? Well, of course it could, but personally, speaking by myself, I do not like to go against the trend. Okay, if you say to me, Nathan, I want to short right here, right now, okay? I shorted the loss of this candle's low, okay? And my target is this gap, all right? So the risk-reward ratio is roughly 1.14. For every single dollar I'm risking, I can make $1.14 in return, if I'm right. Okay, phenomenal. Do that 100 times. If you are right, more often than not, you have a very nice edge, okay? So that's it. That's plausible. I am no one to judge you, but please know where to place your stop loss, know where your target is going to be. Always know the risk-reward relationship of every single one of your trades, okay? You gotta know the risk in advance, all right? By working with such strategy, okay, you will become a psychologically stable client. All right, client. I'm so sorry, trader. okay? So this way is the best way to mitigate your losses and maximize your profits. Guys, I'm distracted because my assistant is talking to me. My stupid AI is talking to me right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So this way is the best way to mitigate your losses and maximize your profits, all right, by working strategically. Okay, and of course, this is just an example. Okay, it is not an advice. I'm not advising you guys over here. Okay, I'm not saying that Tesla is a short. On contrary, okay, I'm saying that according to my style, I do not like to go against the trend. Okay, so please do not get me wrong. All right, but it is an example of a possible valid trade, all right, for educational purposes, okay? And by the way, if you do want to trade with me, join our Telegram channel, because there I give you guys signals, strategies, exclusive analysis. We do live streams together every single week, all right? So guys, every single day, signals, strategies, analysis, exclusive lives every week, every Monday, okay? So next Monday, we're gonna get together again, all right, so we can brainstorm together. It is always phenomenal to hear from you. I learn a lot from you as well, guys, so join us over there, okay? The link to my website is in this video description. Every single day we can find many incredible opportunities together, okay? Free to try, free trial for 7 days. See for yourself how it works, all right? You pay nothing to just give us a chance to impress you, and we do have hundreds of traders making money every single day over there. So you are more than welcome to join us. Again, link in the description. All right. So now our dear AMD, okay, guys, AMD found a resistance level near the 170s. Okay, this key point is critical for AMD, okay, and it was a target for us, okay? I gave you guys a buy signal over here, all right, and our target was right here. If you ask me, AMD still has decent chances of breaking the 170s. But Nathan, today's reaction is horrible, simply horrible. Yes, it's horrible, but we are still maintaining the uptrend. We are still making higher highs, higher lows, all right? We are still above our support levels. We are still above the 21-day EMA. Now, on the 1-hour chart, we see a brief violation of this 21-hour EMA, but guys, I would not take this reaction too seriously because Lady AMD has a high beta, okay, 1.81. So, okay, it's understandable to see such massive reaction over here, all right? That's not a reason to panic, but we may see another buying opportunity if AMD triggers another clear bottom signal above this support level, okay? Now, you may ask me, but Nathan, what if our dear AMD loses our support area over here, right? Because this key point is quite obvious to us, okay? The 164 was our previous top level here, top level here, top level here, top level here. Now guess what? It is working as a support level because the principle of polarity says that previous resistance levels are going to work as future support levels and vice versa. All right, so it is totally understandable to see AMD above this support level, making this reaction above this support level, okay? But if we lose it, if we lose the 164, the 21-day EMA again, our next technical support level would be the 150s, all right? Now, if you ask me, in my humble opinion, okay, humble opinion, all right, just an opinion, as a retail trader like you, all right, like everybody else over here, I'm not a guru expert. I'm not an institutional player. Okay, I'm just a guy, like everybody else over here. In my humble opinion, I see a pullback to the 150 as the less likely scenario. All right, because on the weekly chart, we made such nice bounce of this 21 weekly moving average that, okay, odds still favor the bulls in this context. By the way, on the weekly chart, although we are going down 2.98% today, the weekly candle is still quite positive. We are still going up more than 3%. So we are maintaining the long-term bullish bias, okay? So a pullback to the 150s would be too dramatic, all right? Too dramatic. Okay, I prefer to see a bullish reaction above the 160s over here. Okay, but of course, if we lose this support level, okay, let's wait for AMD to drop to lower levels and then we can buy at an even lower price. That's how I see AMD right now. So if you ask me, I'm only looking for buying opportunities. Okay, I do not see AMD as a short, as a sell. It is not an incredible opportunity to short, okay? To me, according to my style at least, all right? It is not an incredibly bearish stock, okay? No, I still see AMD with good eyes, all right? Although this one already hit our target, okay? We bought here, we sold here, okay, phenomenal. I still see AMD as a bullish stock, okay? So any bottom signal here or here could be another buying opportunity to me, if you ask me, okay? So yes, AMD still looks very nice in spite of today's reaction. And we have Palantir going down to, guess what? It feels like I'm being a little annoying over here because every single one of our inflection points are working so well, right? So extremely well. Right now, Palantir is making a pullback to our double support level near the 174, near the 21-day EMA. All right. But we are slightly losing this key point, guys. It is a support area, okay? Our inflection points, they are not magical, very specific key points that are going to work like magic, okay? No, it's more like an area, okay? We gotta understand that the market is rarely it is going to be that specific, okay? So right now we have a double support area, okay? Great. Good, very good. But there is no clear reaction yet. All right. Now, this candle could be an ignition bar. If next week we lose this double support level, we lose today's low, okay, we may see a sharper pullback to the 163, which is our next technical support level, okay? Previous, again, principle of polarity, right? Previous top level here, top level here, top level here, support level here, here, support here, and support here again as well, okay? Which, by the way, I told you guys on this very day, guys, we are making a hammer above a clear support level. What do you think? Okay, that's a phenomenal bottom signal, right? Now, you may say to me, but Nathan, you set a target around the 190s up here. Okay, 190, all right? You set this target even before the breakout of the 163. Right now, we see a huge collapse. Does that invalidate your idea? Not yet, okay? It could invalidate for now, okay, medium-term wise, but not yet, because although we see a massive correction today, Palantir is still maintaining the bullish bias. We are still going up. Okay, this chart is still pointing upwards. We are still above our support levels. If we lose our support levels, if we lose today's low, then okay, we may see that as a kind of double top, all right? And then the 160s are going to be our next support level. That could invalidate our idea medium-term wise, okay? But for now, with the information we have today, given the technical reasons I'm describing to you guys right here, right now, I do not see reason to panic on Palantir, okay? The 190s is still our next technical target, all right? And guys, these ideas, they are based on technical evidence, okay? Charts, support levels, statistics, etc. So it is not my opinion. It is not because I am bullish on Palantir. It's because Palantir is still bullish. It's the inverse. Okay, some people are bullish on their stocks and they seek for confirmation on the charts. No, we do the inverse in this channel. We see how our stocks are playing, and then I tell you guys what's actually factually going on. Okay? I am not bullish, I'm not bearish, I am absolutely nothing. Okay? I'm just analyzing what is happening right here, right now. Okay? And again, my thoughts are all based on technical evidence, okay? Given all these technical evidence, I still see Palantir as a bullish stock, as long as it stay above this support level. Could I be wrong? Of course, obviously. Okay, we can all be wrong. That's not a problem. We can all lose money eventually in the market, okay? That's not a problem. As far as I know, losses while trading stocks are just tax credit, okay? So we see Palantir around a critical support level. It all depends on how we are going to react from here. It is now or never for Palantir. That's the best moment for Palantir to react, and maybe is the best moment to see a buying signal over here, right? Because again, we are near support level. Buy near support levels because the risk reward ratio is better near support levels, okay? So maybe, right? Who knows? Let's just wait for more confirmation next week. Either way, I'm here every single day to keep you guys updated. So subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and like this video to support me as well. Your like means a lot to me, my dear friend. It is very important for this community. Okay, so thank you very much for your audience. Now, Intel Corporation, you guys are panicking about Intel Corporation, right? Guys, Intel is trying to make a top signal right below this resistance level from July last year. Wow, July last year, more than 1 year ago. So we are retesting this inflection point, which I did warn you guys about a few days ago. Okay, guys, guys, this $37 is critical for Intel, okay? It is a quite obvious resistance level, right? So seeing Intel making a top signal below this key point is not surprising at all, okay? Absolutely okay. But Nathan, what if we correct? If we see correction, we have the 21-day EMA as our next technical support level. Any pullback to this 21-day EMA could be another buying opportunity. We are 20 days away from earnings report, okay? So you gotta be careful, all right? But still, any pullback could be very nice. Intel is still very bullish in spite of the possibility of a top signal over here. And I say possibility because this top signal wasn't triggered yet. In order for us to see Intel triggering a clear top signal, we gotta see Intel reversing the short-term trend, okay? Losing today's low, losing the 21-hour EMA, losing this $36 as well, because this key point was a previous top level here, now support area as well. So guys, we are still above many short-term support levels, okay? Only by losing them, the market, Intel Corporation, Intel stock will convince me that we're gonna see a pullback ahead. Okay, for now, I'm not convinced. Only one single candle is never enough to materialize a sharper correction. Okay, please always understand this idea. Now we have Micron. You guys are also quite euphoric regarding Micron, and guys, Micron is insanely bullish. We are making a new record high. We are simply flying. Now you may say, Nathan, is there any top signal? No. Nathan, is that a shooting star? It could be, but it is not yet. On the 1-hour chart, we are also above the 21-hour EMA, making higher highs, higher lows. If we see lower highs, lower lows, losing this 21-day EMA, losing today's low, then we may see, only then, we may see a top signal, okay, getting triggered, all right? For now, Micron is insanely powerful, okay? Our last buy signal that I gave you guys on our Telegram channel was right here. Right here, we did nail a phenomenal bottom on Micron, by the way, because we closed a gap, right? And then we made a bottom signal. Okay, now if you ask me, Micron needs to make another pullback so we can buy it again at a better price level. But right now, today, Micron is going up 2.22%, so it is still very bullish. Any pullback to this 21-day EMA could be another buying opportunity. On the weekly chart, we see another phenomenal candle, okay? So there is not even the slightest bearish reaction over here, okay? So remember, even if we see a correction, well, we are still maintaining the uptrend. The 21-day EMA is still here to keep us, to maintain this bullish bias, okay? So let's see how Micron is going to behave next week, guys. I'm gonna keep you guys updated every single day. So again, remember, subscribe, join this channel, like this video, join our Telegram channel as well. Free to try for 7 days. I'm sure you are not going to regret. Thank you so much for your audience, my dear friends. Stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Monday. Bye bye.